So, welcome back. Today, we're going to continue the topic of sucrose. For this presentation, we'll focus on the sucrose production. In food industry, sucrose is mainly produced through extraction from plant sources, mostly sugarcane steam and beetroots. The first step of sucrose production is the production of raw sugar, which involves with crushing the plants, separating the fiber and the juice, heating the juice, and then cooling it down for crystallization. Here we have a short video that demonstrates how the raw sugar is produced.
Cane sugar has been the sweetener of choice for over 2,000 years. It is used in all types of foods due to its versatility. It enhances flavor, aroma, texture, and browning. It also helps retain moisture and preserve freshness. Sugar starts with sugarcane, a tall tropical grass that can grow up to 20 feet high. When it is ready for harvest, the tops are removed, leaving the base stalks behind so they can grow into the next crop. Sugarcane is a renewable resource that doesn't have to be replanted to produce a new crop. After harvesting and transporting to the mill, the sugarcane is washed and cut into shreds. Next, huge rollers crush the cane really hard. This mixture goes down to the separators, where the fibers are removed and the juice is sent on to the evaporators, which are basically huge pots heated by a furnace burning the dried sugarcane fiber. How efficient is that? This syrup is thickened by boiling off the water. Once the syrup is cool, it is time for it to be crystallized. To get crystals from the syrup, it is seeded with, well, crystals of sugar. Just a sprinkle is enough to kickstart the process. From there, it is moved into centrifuges, where centrifugal force squeezes out any remaining liquid, leaving, you guessed it, dry sugar crystals.
The raw sugar is usually around 90% sucrose, has a red to brown color due to the presence of molasses. However, the molasses is actually an impurity in sugar. It provides unique flavor, color, aroma, and nutritional value to the raw sugar. To obtain the commonly used table sugar, there is an additional step involved, which is called refining the raw sugar. So the raw sugar will be treated with sulfur dioxide or decoloring agents like charcoal to remove the coloring agents. And then it will go through recrystallization to get the solid form of sugar. The common table sugar is usually around 90% of sucrose, with the rest of being recrystallized water. It can be further refined to rock sugar, which has larger crystals, but with high purity, almost around 99%. So this is the quiz questions. Please type the answer in the discussion forum. Both sugarcane and beet have a long history for sucrose production. However, the sugar from the sugarcane is usually more preferred, especially the raw sugar with the molasses. Sugarcane is a tropical plant and also a subtropical plant. On the other hand, beet is less favored because the sugar contains impurities like butane. Beet grows in cold environment. For the synthesis of sucrose in plants, there are two precursors that are involved. The first precursor is called UDP glucose, and the second precursor is called fructose 6-phosphate. They react with each other with the help of catalyst enzyme called sucrose 6-phosphate synthase. And then the finished product is the sucrose. Please type the answers for the quiz questions in the discussion forum. And then we'll watch a short video to recap the lecture.
Ever pondered how that sweet crystalline substance sprinkled on your morning cereal makes its way from plant to pantry? How does the humble sugarcane or beetroot transform into the familiar white grains of sucrose we all know and love? Well, the journey is quite fascinating. It all begins with the raw materials, sugarcane stems and beet roots. These plant sources are chock full of sucrose ready to be extracted and processed. The initial step involves crushing these plant materials to extract their juices. This juice is then treated with lime, a process that helps to neutralize acids and precipitate impurities. Next comes the heating step, where the juice is heated to evaporate excess water. This is followed by filtration, where any remaining impurities are removed, leaving behind a concentrated syrup. This syrup is then cooled, allowing the sucrose to crystallize. The result? Raw sugar, a product that's about 90% sucrose. This raw sugar bears a distinctive red to brown color due to the presence of molasses, once considered an impurity. But as it turns out, molasses actually gives raw sugar its unique color, aroma, flavor, and even nutritional value. But the journey doesn't end there. Raw sugar then undergoes refining, a process that involves treatment with sulfur dioxide or decolorization using activated charcoal. This is followed by recrystallization, resulting in the common white table sugar that's 95% sucrose. This white sugar can be further refined to create rock sugar, which is almost pure sucrose. Interestingly, both sugarcane and beet have a long history in sucrose production. However, sugar from sugarcane is often preferred for its flavor, especially when it comes to raw products with molasses. This is because beet molasses contains betaine, an impurity that makes raw beet sugar less palatable. Now, you may be wondering, how does sucrose form in plants in the first place? Well, plants synthesize sucrose from precursors known as UDP glucose and fructose 6-phosphate. This process is catalyzed by an enzyme called sucrose 6-phosphate synthase. But beyond table and rock sugar, there are a variety of other sucrose products. There's brown sugar, which is either incompletely purified table sugar or table sugar with added cane sugar molasses. Then there's powdered sugar, which is simply pulverized table sugar mixed with a bit of cornstarch to prevent caking. Fondant sugar, used in icings and confections, consists of very fine sucrose crystals surrounded by a saturated solution of invert sugar, corn syrup, or maltodextrin. And let's not forget transformed sugar, which is made of agglomerated sucrose crystals and liquid sugar, a refined aqueous solution of sucrose. So there you have it, the fascinating journey of sucrose from plant to pantry. It's a process that involves careful extraction, meticulous processing, and a dash of chemistry, resulting in a sweet product that's enjoyed worldwide. Whether it's sugarcane or beet, raw or refined, one thing is certain: the world of sucrose is far more complex and interesting than it may seem at first glance.